Good morning and welcome. My name is Stefan and I'm streaming live from sunny Ghent in Belgium this morning. And with me is Nicola. Good morning, Nicola.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So, Stefan, thank you for driving all the way to Ghent from Hamburg. How long did you drove?
Actually, it was a 7-hour drive due to the weather conditions and heavy traffic. But I think I will reconsider taking the plane next time.
But I showed you a bit of Ghent. Did you like it?
Ghent is wonderful, especially in the when it's dark and all the buildings are in very powerful and ambient light. So I really enjoyed it. I like the city. I love the city already.
Okay. The beginning of this month, I took the plane to Hamburg. So we opened our third physical office, and we have an office in Belgium and the Netherlands, and now we also have one in Hamburg. And while we were there, we also visited an interesting event.
Yeah, and this is the reason for this LinkedIn Live thing. So we really like to share, let's say, our takeaways from the UNITI Mobility Payment Forum, as Nicola said, took place in Hamburg mid of January, and maybe about share something about trends in mobility payments or payments for mobility. From my point of view, it was very well organized event. A lot of attendees. I think more than 400 registered for the event. A lot of them were there. We had a lot of presentations, I think more than 20, and panels, really interesting, and workshops to dive deeper into certain aspects. So I really enjoyed it. And the venue was great as well. So the Elysee Hotel in Hamburg is a good place too.
I like visiting German events. It's my second event. It's really classy, good food, well organized. I love it. Yes.
Great. So what's in our plate for this session? So as I said, we would really like to share our most interesting takeaways from this mobility payment forum in Hamburg and conclude what we see as payment trends in mobility. So maybe let's get started with the takeaways.
Yeah. So what really stood out is I have the attendee list here. So for example, we saw Avia, Circle K, Shell was there, Esso, Utah, Edenred, even like EG Retail Group. So all the brands that I've now mentioned already use our payment technology somewhere, not in Germany, somewhere. So that's also the main reason why we opened our local office in Germany, to be nearby the mobility industry. So they were all there, C-level as well. So really interesting. On the other hand, it was a mobility event. I also expected to see maybe like public transport or like the steps that can be rented, but it was a really focus on, let's say, the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say the first presentation after the welcome session was the annual survey of UNITI from Jens Stolte, who's a kind of co-founder and co-organizer of this whole event. And this was really interesting. And more than 90% of all fuel stations were evaluated in this survey. And of course, it was not surprising that the fuel sales is going down. Shop sale is going up, but maybe just for drinks and tobacco, more nearly 80% of it. New charging or payment methods we see, especially on the debit side, so new debits. So it's a challenge, or maybe they are under threat, I would say. They have to do something. There's a lot of urgency in what they described. They have to change. And of course, this is linked to payment, right? And one thing that was mentioned there, which is another chance or maybe a challenge as well, is the EV charging, which does not necessarily, you don't need to charge your car at a petrol station, but you could. And while you're there, maybe it's a little bit longer than taking fuel for your car. So if you can shop at a station and maybe in the future fresh vegetables or something else, that could be a great thing. So there are a lot of chances, I think, for this industry, but they have to do something. You call it transition, right, Nicola?
Yes, indeed. Actually, we cannot call them fuel players anymore. They are in transition to becoming mobility players. They all program their own mobility platform that enables other mobility services. And it also takes us to the next point. For example, engage and loyalty. We have a great example actually. So Q8 has in the Netherlands the Tango stations unmanned, and yeah, they used to have like unknown customers doing a one-time purchase and paying at the terminal and leaving again. So they created, let's say, a mobility app that enabled other services like parking and car sharing and fueling and EV all combined within one app. And we also saw the presentation of Komar, specialized in loyalty. Well, also in that app, they are really guiding the behavior of their customers. So if you would combine it with like showing promotions, because you know that that person always buys that coffee in the shop, and then at the right time showing the promotion, then you're really guiding the behavior. And instead of one-time purchases, you have a recurring customer where
Yeah.
you could connect your recurring payment methods.
Yeah, but and I really found it interesting from a high tech point of view. This biometric options we have nowadays, because if you're doing what I want to do what Nicola just described, so to combine on-site, so let's say POS transactions with online, so more like e-commerce transaction, you need to link them together, right? So therefore, you need to re-identify your customer at the point of sale, for example, during checkout, so especially when doing self-checkouts. And biometric things can be a very convenient version, because you don't have to remember any password. It's like unlocking your iPhone with just your smile, or maybe here, and they showed it with a wave, because your hand is usually unique, unless you wear gloves. So this is something they need to think about, right? If they really want to engage, make it as convenient as possible for their customers. They talked a lot about the digital euro, especially there was a presentation from Deutsche Bank, and it was a common complaint regarding the central bank, the German central bank, but maybe it's true for nearly all central banks. On the one hand side, they are quite slow, so it takes an awful lot of time to get things really progressing. But on the other hand, they are trying to do everything within a digital euro, and this might not be the wisest approach. So they were asking for really focus on the most interesting parts, the most important parts, and make them happen. And then afterwards, in a second or third phase, add something else. And maybe even Vero took this kind of approach. But Nicola.
Yeah. So let's say that all our payments would run through American payment methods. It is a real threat. Imagine something would happen. It is a threat, and that's why Vero was born. So today you can do a one-off payment. I think we have Vero live in one public transport app. So probably we're the first one to have that one live. But they are ambitious. So in the future, maybe in 1 year or 2 years, it will be possible to authorize, reserve, and then capture an amount. Really interesting when you do EV charging, for example, or other products. And also there will be a recurring part, so you can tokenize and then automatically charge. Will probably be a limited amount, but there will also be a recurring variant.
Yeah, maybe this is already the right intro for the trends, right? What kind of trends do we really see here? And from my point of view, and you mentioned that a few minutes ago, that mobility is not just using your car to commute or travel. Actually, it's all the different aspects of mobility that have to be combined for the convenience of the customer in the end. So like a bundle, it has to be easy, it has to be safe, and fully understood what's happening there in an app or something. And this is somehow a chance and a challenge at the very same time. So but you already mentioned that regarding this transition, Nicola, right?
Yeah, so yeah, the best approach is to make your payment invisible, of course, because it does not add to the customer convenience. But what's also important is that, of course, the products that we are selling, like fuel, but also other products like parking, it is a really low margin business. So if you're a fuel player and you handle millions of payments and your customers pay with a plastic card at the terminal, it is, yeah, it costs them a few cents. So if they would switch all those millions of payments through their app, because I talked with ExxonMobil, they have a consumer app. Imagine the shift of all those payments to their loyalty app. Um, if you do a fuel transaction of 120 euro and you do it through PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit card, then instead of cents, you would pay a percentage, meaning even in euro, there will be a percentage. It will be a bit less, but on average, on an average fuel transaction, they will pay between maybe €1, €2 per transaction. So that's also an important factor. If you really want to shift high volumes of transactions, we need to take into account the product and the margin. So another possible payment method could be direct debit, but if you don't handle it professionally, it's not safe. If you say give me an IBAN, could be a random IBAN, then at the end you will not be able to collect. So let's say the fraud will be too high. And especially for this, Stefan, we organized a webinar.
Exactly. So it will take place second week of March, on March 10th. I think it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, CET, and it will exactly cover what Nicola just described. So mobility or payments in mobility, not just fuel stations. And yeah, please join us, register for the webinar. It's free of charge, of course, and this QR code brings you straight to the registration page. So it's time to say thank you for watching, and we are happy to see comments on LinkedIn on this new format for us, and of course regarding the content. And any famous last words, Nicola?
I hope to see you all on the 10th of March.
Great. Thanks a lot, and see you.